Pravit, I'm assuming you would agree with Dennis. Volatility is still, I don't mean volatility is still relevant. The VIX is still relevant. I know you've out a new report. You've got a couple of scenarios. It's really two big scenarios for the markets for next year in volatility. What are they?
So I absolutely agree with what Dennis has said about volatility in that, so the VIX is low, but what the VIX is in part measuring is people's forecasts about how much the market is going to move, how volatile the market's going to be. And the market has been very, very quiet this year. So on average, the S&P has had a daily move of 30 basis points, or less than 1/3 of 1% every day in 2017. That's extremely low volatility. So even though you're selling a low VIX, a low number, selling volatility has actually been quite profitable this year because markets have been very quiet. And so that ties into where do we see volatility going forward? Well, we think that volatility of financial assets like the S&P 500, like equities, is tied to economic conditions. And economic conditions have been pretty good this year. In other words, we've been seeing steadily improving economic conditions ever since the great financial crisis. And as economic conditions have improved, that volatility has declined, risk premiums have declined. So we see I would call it two plausible scenarios. We see, call it 75% chance that economic conditions stay the way they are, that growth continues with where it is, inflation continues to stay moderately low. And in that case, you're going to see more of the same next year. You're going to see continued low volatility, pretty low average VIX. I mean, this year the VIX averaged 11. I think that sounds about in the ballpark for 2018, assuming that economic conditions stay the same. And then call a 25% chance that economic conditions worsen. So either inflation spirals out of control or increases higher than people are expecting it to, or growth takes a hit, possibly because either central banks are too aggressive in tightening, or possibly some other reason that causes growth to fall off.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.